Harley Quinn podcast. We're here to review episode 6 of Harley Quinn season 5. We're your hosts, Vanessa, Keenan, Mike. How are you guys doing? Keenan, how's it going? Are you muted?
Womp womp. I thought, great. I'm doing better now.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, just a little tired.
Yeah, I feel that. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to talk about this episode. Before we dive into episode 6, Bottle My Heart, some brief news. Multiverse of Color is officially going to CinemaCon again this year. Very, very excited to get him, see what's WBD's bringing. All the studios, Amazon Studios is going to be there for the first time this year. And all the mainstays will be back. But more importantly, to me personally, I get to see a Superman cast. James Gunn promised last year when we were there that they were bringing Superman, the whole cast and everybody to CinemaCon in 2025 for the summer of Superman. So I'm very, very excited that we're going to be
I met
there.
one Superman last year. Can I meet another one?
I met Henry Cavill last year. And yeah, my goal is to literally, I need to just like talk to Rachel Brosnahan. I just want to like say hello. I would love to talk to her. So we'll see. I'm just excited that we get to go. Mike's going, and our friends over at Team JBS and a few others are going. So I'm excited to do it this year. Other news. I don't know, Mike, you want to share the Lanterns news? I don't know anything.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, they're currently shooting right now, and it's being shot, with HBO. They're gonna be HBO mainstream in terms of distribution and stuff, not just on Max and everything. But the costume designer, I forgot her name, from the Last of Us HBO show, is coming on to this show as well. So I hope you don't get to see those Maxwell Lord jackets that Guy Gardner's wearing Superman and stuff. We can actually get some decent, again, grounded story, require grounded wardrobe or whatever. So we'll see. But I mean, I love the aesthetics of that show, and I'm just like, hey, I don't even know how this show's going to look from an aesthetic point of view, because I see how Superman is, but there's still things of having a stylistic approach. You watch a Batman movie, you see some dark undertones and everything. So it's like, hey, what was like for a Lantern show,
Right.
So yeah.
And speaking of lanterns, there's lots of a new Green Lantern Corps comic drop this week. So I feel like DC's really gearing up for lots of comic related DC movie alignment synergy, which is great. Which is awesome. And then I think that's it. I mean, there was a Shaq and Superman promo, which was very cute. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
adorable. I'm really excited to see more David as Superman. It also, the fact that they're promoting it this early on, it's only February, and aligning it with their brand, with WBD's other brands. I think TNT is part of WBD's.
That's how I watch all seasons of Smallville when I was in middle school.
Yeah, so it's cool to like see like all the brand synergy, and that they're really putting some money behind promoting this movie. And Lord knows we will need it, because this summer is going to be a fight between Superman, Fantastic Four, and that dinosaur movie, right? I think there's a Jurassic something or Jurassic
Rebirth again, another one.
Yes, more. I don't know how much of that. I mean, that might be it's a contender for a family movie. So those three will be battling out for your family dollars this summer. And I'm actually very excited for Fantastic Four. It looks so good. So I am really excited. Like, I genuinely think it looks amazing. So I think the comic book nerds are eating this summer. Yeah.
Yes.
Any thoughts, y'all, on that?
I am low-key a little excited about the Jurassic Park movie, because they're going back to the original park, which I'm like, it took y'all long enough. So I know that's weird to say. I'm like, why like create a new park when you still have this whole other island that you still need to deal with? And so, but that'll be fun. And I saw a Fantastic Four trailer for the first time. I hadn't watched anything, and it was on the whatever this movie was, the Captain America
whatever
trailer. It was there. I was like, oh, okay.
The only good thing that came out of that movie was the popcorn bucket.
Look
Yeah.
how cute
Oh,
that
cute.
is. Oh my God. The popcorn
America.
buckets going back are
We did not have one
crazy.
of those.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed.
That's so cute.
Heavy
That one's
duty.
cool. That's pretty cool. The cap shield is pretty dope.
Yeah.
And it's collapsed. Yes. I
That's
can't tell you how much though, but I had to tell my wife when I came in. How.
I can imagine. Probably
But she
resale
also
for
agreed
less
it was
though
cool.
online. What?
Right. No. So I came in and she was like, well, how much is it? Well, first of all, does it look cool? Yes. All right. Then that's all you need to know.
Oh my God.
Don't ask me answer to. All right. Well, that wraps up on talking about non-DC stuff. We're here to talk about Harley Quinn season 5, episode 6, which happens to be, I think it's still my favorite episode of the season. Now that I rewatched it again, I don't know if it's still my favorite episode of the season, but it is still one of my favorite episodes of the season, primarily because of all the quotes. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on the episode overall. What do you guys think? Mike?
No, go. No.
Oh, Keenan?
Oh
Lois
no, I'm
Lane,
processing. I'm like,
no, Lois
could have
Lane
used a
fan.
little
Come
bit
on.
more Lois. I could have used a little bit more Lois. She got a mean right hook and living for that. Don't insult her neck job. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Right. I'm like, what did she say? Like, like, is she saying so quick? Like, oh, like, what she get some work done on her neck? You know, like, what happened? Like, Superman was just like, come here.
No, we do not condone that.
No. In a loving way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know how, like, you know. Anyway, sorry, but you.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the
know what
episode?
I mean. Yeah, I was like, expecting more Lois Lane. Like more of like kind of like getting her more investigating type stuff than just having just like one moment. You know, maybe it yeah, Lena Luthor, I guess it's like she's kind of breaking down her own ego and actually she's being the bitch that she is. But like, it's good to see that. But I was kind of lost, just like, wait, it reminded me, I want to say of not Shrek the Third, but like like in a way of they're imitating something that's happening in real life, but in their own narrative and stuff, which is simultaneously happening at the same time. I've seen that happen before in another movie or show, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But I just remember like, oh, Shrek the Third did that. Like, but yeah, yeah, and I'm still trying to understand just like what happened. I'm just really just like, yeah, what happened? I mean, other than like Brainiac fully grasped it, yes, I am crazy in an intellectual way. So just that no, he's unhinged now. So what does that mean? So
Or he just
I wrote not the play speeding his psychosis along.
I actually I think this episode was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot in this episode. And I also think that it was like two different, I feel like they were on the path or Lois to figure this out and to solve it. And then they were like, we gotta do this really quick. We gotta wrap this up really quick. And then they just had Lena and Brainiac have a fight. And then she just like tells everyone at the Daily Planet. And I like the misdirect of them being everyone being like, yes, you're going to the Daily Planet so that they can tell everyone because they're the news, and then they do this dumb shit because they're dumb villains and put on a musical. I think the whole concept was hilarious to me because she's just like, he's a bad guy, and it's like, of course, a bunch of villains would humanize and woobify a fellow villain, but then it makes him realize that he's actually insane. And I thought it was just a really funny episode overall. And like after episode 5, it's like, this is kind of a palate cleanser for me because I actually laughed a lot and I got more Lois. And yes, I could have used more Lois, but we also got more Lena, which was sorely missing because we got a lot of Lois in the last episode and it was not a very good episode. I think like Lena I feel like there was more in this episode that I was like a fan of. There are a few quotes that I have to say because they cracked me up. 3 of them cracked me up. One of them was just really good. Harley was like, "Oh my God, I'm a housewife," and she was like really sad. It's like, "Oh my God, I'm a housewife," and Ivy was like, "Hey, not a good one," and I don't know why.
Right.
That was so funny. The delivery of that was so funny. Like she was upset that she's a housewife, and Ivy was trying to make her feel better. That was so funny to me. And then Harley being mad that Lois said she was 40, or they printed that she was 48, and they're like, she's a murderer and 48, an elderly murderer. And the delivery of these lines were so funny. They were so quick. It felt like the writing was different in this episode. It was just like really, really fast, quick, clever writing. And then my personal favorite, because I'm a Gaga fan, was when Lois Joanne Lane, and Bane was like, that's Lady Gaga's middle name. What? I don't know. So fucking funny. So good. So funny. So good. There was just so many good lines. And then one of my favorite lines is Lena talking to them and saying the power of the press is the power of the people, which is so good. There was such writing, really good lines.
Good journalists like one-on-one here, which is why I want to like, and it's also the space we're in right now in terms of media. Like, I understand, like in movies, trying to get rid of politics, whatever, obviously the whole agenda, what people keep claiming they don't want to see, but a lot of things have undertones if you actually see the themes that they're trying to portray, right? But with Lois going to the new Superman, like I want to see this journalistic side of Lois Lane in a way, not almost make her like a Batman level type of detective, but in a way of searching for the story, end up actually adds into solving the plot, in some form of way, right? And you utilizing Lois Lane and her abilities in a Superman movie, and going away from the damsel in distress and stuff like that, right? And hopefully maybe also see how that plays out cinematically in a universe within DC where she appears in non-Superman related movies or whatever, so way that again you have like we see journalists in DC, and in comics many times, so just like we want to see that kind of like, hey, let's see that played out and everything. But yeah, anytime I see Lois Lane handcuffed today, I get kind of frustrated because now like we passed that time in terms of this genre of how to write female characters and everything. So that's just, to me, I'm just waiting to see her get her justice. What I mean? But aside from that, yeah, I mean, from moving from Lois and stuff, yeah, I felt that with there was that one line that Lena was saying to Ivy, even though she was getting frustrated with the play, which is kind of play off of what's going on with movies with villains. Like, this is not a story. They're just trying to humanize the villain. So you don't see the bad guy. I was like, damn, that's the most relatable of the episode. But yeah. Because I feel for Brainiac, even how deranged he is too. It's like he has an entire episode, so it's not say I view him as a complete asshole. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like there's tones of being relatability to a point where you have some somewhat sort of sympathy for him in his deranged psychosis, because again, this might have been millennia for him, so it's like, yeah, I liked how they balanced it out with the writing here. But
yeah, I think that the one moment where he like looks at the camera is crazy. That was such a good moment where he's just like,
yes.
That was so good. I think it sets him apart from the other villains, and it's also the second time that he's messed with our perspective. Like in the one episode where he like rewound the episode. Like, it's really cool that they have that he's so powerful that they're like this villain is so powerful he can manipulate your television, which is so, and like talk to you. Like, I think that's a fun and creepy way to set Brainy up. It's Brainy, especially because he's literally like, he lost his mind a while ago, but he didn't realize he lost his mind until like this episode, which I think makes him more dangerous. Right. I think we're going to see an escalation of like his behavior, especially with Lena was like, even though she was apparently a part of his plan about, because she wanted to be the queen of Metropolis or whatever, in some ways she was holding him back from like completely perfecting and bottling Metropolis. So I'm wondering, with their like relationship fractured like this, and I'm fighting, what is going to happen? What is he going to do now? So I think that this is like an interesting, it definitely pushed the plot. Like last episode, there was just absolutely zero plot progression for the entire story. Like wrapping up stuff from season 4. This episode, we got so much moving forward. We got Jason Woodrue. Everybody knows now that Harley and Ivy killed Jason Woodrue. We know that Harley knows Clayface has taken over Perry's body. We know that Lena and Brainy are done. So that's like a whole different thing. And Frank got murdered. Frank is dead. Frank has been dead. Frank is dead. So what do we think about the musical and Frank being dead? I thought the musical was hilarious, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
music was funny, but I lean over to write, was Brainiac talking to us? And I look up and Frank is dead. And I was like, wait a minute. What did
Yeah.
I miss? What happened?
Right.
What happened to Frank? You know, I love me some Frank, so I'm a little sad about it. I was like, and Ivy was so proud. She was like a proud mom watching Frank perform in the play. And I was like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
yeah,
everybody's gonna be
I
wilding
didn't.
out next episode.
Right, but it doesn't remind me of when Ivy, when she quote unquote died in season 1, with the spear kind of go through. So I mean, it might be
Oh,
something,
yeah.
you know what I mean, where like he revived. He's a plant, and then also he was straight up dead until she like revived him, whatever. So there's ways he could be reborn and all that stuff. But I was confused, like what was that like sticking out of him, whatever. Like what, like, or was that just him just trying to play a role or whatever, or well, but I didn't know if maybe it was from any type of like Jason Woodrow, like the his abilities, whatever, quote unquote, he doesn't die or whatever, because of plants, but like he gives like the pesticide level, like of toxic side of the green. So I didn't know that when he was interacting with someone who is green entirely like that he might have left some residue from that. Whatever. So I know I'm just getting all weird and everything. Like he left a piece
Yeah,
of
that's an
himself
interesting
in him.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see, like, because there was obviously a cliffhanger. We don't know when we're going to find out who stabbed Frank or if Frank's even dead. That's a good point because Ivy can bring him back if she wants. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she's been weakened by her fight with Woodrow and can't operate like she used to.
Right.
But I am curious. And obviously, like, between Frank getting stabbed, Lena being pissed that no one's taking Brainiac seriously, and now the entire city of Metropolis is like, wow, this guy Brainiac, oh, we feel for him. This is a great musical. Like, I feel like there's some parallels here that I'm not gonna say explicitly, but there feels like some parallels
Joker.
between like humanizing someone to the point where you feel bad for them and like start to sympathize with them and see their point of view. And I think that's a good thing to a certain extent, but when someone's a mass murderer, or like a rapist or a sex trafficker or a
You got the big ones. Yeah.
violent white supremacist or
Oh.
there are things that are irredeemable and you can't really whoopify that. Like I am a big Reverse Flash fan and I will be like, he's just a toxic fanboy. Like I will whoopify a bad guy all day. But there are some bad things that you cannot
They're unredeemable. It's
yeah.
unredeemable.
Yes.
There's just
But
no yeah.
it's
Yes,
giving. But I
exactly.
said Joker because it's giving examples of.
Yeah.
Well, again, what this age we're doing now, a lot of these Disney movies with Maleficent and all these, and stuff, right?
Point.
There was a time where there was the bad guy and the good guy, but then now, which I don't think it's a bad thing, in just terms of the way the range that they get to it, where you're normalizing, hey, some of these people are just misunderstood heroes or villains by circumstance, not by choice. But then it challenged you. Well, it's there. All your actions, is it a choice and stuff? Or is someone born bad, or were they put in circumstances to be bad? X, Y, Z, all that, right? And it's fascinating to look through that from a story lens point. But there's also a point of like, no. I'm not supposed to unvillainize, a character like the Joker. But if this character is not the Joker, spoiler, then I can do whatever the hell I want with it, But the audience sympathize and the news outlets and everything. Remember 2019? Remember? So it's like, yeah, it was the whole social conversation. He even said at CinemaCon, like, yo, guys, I know the media was trying to do this and interpret it in this way. And, but as director, I feel like he was clear on set, and some narratives you can't control in terms of how audience are going to perceive something, So when it came in this case with this show, with Brainiac, I don't know how that's going to go from now him being unhinged and literally doing bad things, and not pulling punches, whatever. But then maybe how the audience can be like, well, he was trying to make the world, the city perfect, and and all that. He lost his home, trying to
Just
find a new
maybe
one.
He's just the Department of Government Efficiency. Like he's just making Metropolis. He's just making Metropolis more efficient.
Maybe I can get the hell out of Dodge. Oh! America, you motherfuckers own me.
The little bots, you know, anytime that there's a deep the little bots are like,
yeah, you know? Just zapping people left and right in the background. Hilarious.
Yeah. So anyone celebrating Black History Month disappears. Yeah.
Oh, the parallels.
I think this is one of the reasons why I love Harley Quinn, because they've been doing this since season 1, episode 1. Remember when Joker and Harley were on the boat with the billionaires and they were like, celebrating fucking over poor people. Like they have been making commentary like this since day 1. So it is not surprising that we are finding parallels between real life and this show. It's not surprising. But yeah, I thought this episode was a lot of fun. Could have used more Lois, absolutely. I will say, seeing Clayface's giant body and giant head stuffed into that stupid fucking toad helmet thing was probably the highlight of my 2025. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. This show is so fucking stupid in the best ways, because this fucking mushroom head penis shaped thing on his head. I love the show. It's so stupid. The show is so stupid. But anyway, any last thoughts? I think Frank ate Andy Serkis. Some highlights from the episode. There was a lot of stuff that went on in this episode. Frank ate Andy Serkis, who was supposed to play Coco. What else happened in this episode? Anything that we missed that you guys want to discuss?
I have a question. Where's Superman?
He's on sabbatical. We covered this in episode 1. He's on sabbatical.
But where's Clark then?
Also on sabbatical. Remember, he took him with him. He's like, I'll take my friend Clark. And then Harley was like, I think Superman's cheating on Lois with Clark because he took Clark, not Lois. So that's that was established in episode 1.
I understand. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, hey, man.
They're not going to mention it again.
Lois isn't in direct trouble yet. I think once Lois is in danger.
So she's not really in danger right now. Yeah. I think we'll see. And the world's not really in danger Metropolis not really in danger because the little robots are. So we do see him amping up some guy sneezed. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. If someone sneezed in my face, I wouldn't mind them getting murked. I'm sorry, because you sneezed in my motherfucking face. My face?
Yeah,
oh my God.
You got to go.
This COVID world, baby. Anyway, any last thoughts?
Not after COVID.
Right. Any last thoughts, guys, on this episode?
I did enjoy the little bit of Silence of the Lambs we got when he was spraying Perry White with the water bottle.
Yeah, I like that.
The spritzing again.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
That's good. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, again, give more Lois. I keep saying it. More Lois. More Lois. More Lois.
Yes. Which we will get more, I will say. I was looking at we have 4 episodes left after this, right? Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I will see more Lois. Anyway. All right, guys. Before I let y'all go, you guys can visit multiverseofcolor.com. I think by the time this drops, by the time this drops, it'll already be out. Mr. Terrific limited series is coming. It'll be available for pre-order February 27th. I wrote a little thing about it, and it'll be coming on Multiverse of Color Tuesday. If you haven't read it, you're listening to this, you can go online, check out Mike's review on Captain America. You can check out the Rewind podcast, check out Supergirl podcast. We've got tons of reviews and interviews and things that are on the site, so check that out. Also check out our YouTube. We've got stuff going on there. Follow us on at Multiverse Color, at DC Studio Podcast, and email us at dcstudiospodcast@gmail if you need us or have longer listener feedback or want to send us some money, because that's great. Send us 5 stars. That's even better. Before we go, where can our listeners find you, Keenan?
You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at Keeks on Camera.
What about you, Captain Mike?
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, all socials at Jedi Mike 7. I got a video essays coming up this week. Apparently been doing very well though. Getting people's feedback and stuff like that. So I got more coming, and also got some other coverage of Reacher season 3, which is coming. Well, the embargo will be lifted by the time it's recording yesterday. So, um, so when this video is uploaded. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at Jedi Mike 7.
You can find me at Vanessa Shark on everything. Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, and things of that nature. I have my writings on Multiverse of Color. You can also go to vanessashark.com, where you can check up on my life writings, things of, just whatever's in my brain I'd like to put out there. You can check it out. Yeah, and we'll be talking more about upcoming CinemaCon coverage. Any news that we get, we'll be talking about here. Very, very excited. Yeah, till next time, stay safe.
Don't go on any airplanes as of right now. I think go take trains.
Not
walk,
to fearmonger. Not to fearmonger, but like maybe take a train or a bus. We got a lot of plane crashes in America going on right now.
Oh my God.
Have fun. Love you. Bye.